I'm sure a lot of you have been recently seeing these scary story type videos going extremely viral all over TikTok. These pages are getting tens of millions of views, and if you somehow didn't know already, TikTok are paying upwards of $1,000 every million views. The issue is literally no one but a handful of people know how to actually make this niche because they don't know what AI tools to use and they don't know how to edit the content. Well, luckily I've got you guys with a full tutorial that's going to show you exactly how to make this content from start to finish. So with that being said guys, enjoy the video. Let me just show you a couple examples of this niche right here.
This boy claimed to be Michael Jackson in a past life, and it's one of the most chilling reincarnation cases in history. In 2003, a couple from Ohio, David and Rachel Simmons.
Let's go to a few pages. This is a key page I've been showing as a reference that gets a ridiculous amount of views. As you can see, posted not long ago this month. This one got 1 million views, 26 million views here on a video. Just for a little bit of context, if you have a look at these pages, all the videos are over 1 minute long, so everything's fully monetized on these pages. Now what I'm going to show you how to do is kind of make these from scratch, and it's very simple. We're just going to go ahead and generate images like this. So what we're going to go ahead and do is we're going to go ahead and paste in our image right here. And what I've gone ahead and done is I basically took a random snapshot of one of these videos. So just try and find like an image within the video that looks pretty good. So feel free to pause it whenever. And the main reason that we're doing this is because we're trying to get a reference for ChatGPT. I'm going to put this image in and I'm going to say, can you generate images like this, or can you generate images with this style? And then just let this load real quick, and basically we're just giving it a reference. Now you can do this in other image generators. I believe Leonardo you can upload like a reference as well, but ChatGPT is just a very easy one to go ahead and do. So now that it's like, yeah, we can do this, what I'm going to say is, okay, generate. And now here's where you need to think of your story. So when it comes to thinking of your story, you can also go ahead and use something like ChatGPT. So if I go ahead and create a new one, I'll say create me a unique scary story that when I put into text it should be around 1 minute long and base it off of a conspiracy story or something like that. This is very brief, but yeah, this is what we could say. So the signal and static, okay, this is going to be our conspiracy. This is not what I would do. I would firstly copy this, and then what I'd do is actually put it into like a notepad, and then once it's in here, what I'll do is I'll go ahead and edit it and change it to how I want. But for the sake of this tutorial, to make it a bit quicker, I'm just going to directly copy and paste it, just again to make this video quicker and easy tutorial. But like I said, I'd copy this from ChatGPT. I wouldn't use it directly, and I'd put it into a notepad and then edit it myself and rewrite it myself basically. This is actually a niche I gave to my upgrade community first, and because they got access to that early, it's allowed them to get insane amount of views and therefore earn a lot of money. Huge factor in terms of how well you can succeed with TikTok is based on your speed. If you can hop onto these niches quickly, you're going to perform extremely well with way less effort. If you want to get access to niches like these first, I'm going to leave the link to my upgrade in description, and in here you also get access to my 8 coaches which are there to give you any feedback you need, which really allows you to progress much faster with Faces TikTok. You also get a weekly call with me every single week, which is where I can go ahead and answer any of you guys' questions live and react to your videos and give you some feedback. And then once you've gone ahead and got your script, you can just copy this into here and use whatever voice you want to tell the story.
Our distrust.
You got Adam,
There's power.
Arnold, you know, these sort of basic voices. Feel free to use whichever one you want, it doesn't matter too much. And again, what I always recommend inside of 11 Labs is to generate things sort of a sentence at a time. Instead of pasting the whole thing in and generating, we can do first little bit here. It means there's not going to be many pauses between the voice, and that's what you want to avoid. Download that. We'll go ahead and put this in CapCut later. Now we want to go ahead and generate images relating to the story. So the government ended emergency broadcast systems ages ago, so generate an image. And now what it's going to go ahead and do is generate us an image in this style relating to what we want it to say basically. So now when you put your voice or your speech into 11 Labs, I always recommend removing the dead spaces, so you can just go into here and cut this and reduce it down. That's our voice in there. Now we want to go back and see the image it's generated. It's still taking a bit of time. Sometimes ChatGPT will be like this. Some alternatives we could potentially go ahead and use is called Leonardo AI. Another one that you can potentially use is also called Create AI. And in here there's a lot of different styles you can use for images, and then when you go to image generation as well, it will actually allow you to put in a style and then click upload, and you can upload, you know, this is a reference basically, and it should generate you an image similar to that style specifically. And that's one nice thing about some of these AI tools right here. There we go, it's generated. Now the only negative is sometimes it will generate it in like a square, so I just want to say put this into TikTok ratio. Just for the sake of this, I don't want to wait for it to do any longer, so we're just going to go ahead and use this image right here. But as you can see, it's in that cartoon kind of style like we want it.
They say the government ended the emergency broadcast system years ago.
And then when that sentence is done, we're going to finish it off here. We're just going to go into the ratio. We're going to go to 9:16, and I'm just going to upscale this just to... Now, one thing that this definitely has is some form of animation. So if I just move my head over here, And what we like to do is we'd like to transform the scale. Basically, if you look at the videos, it's not static. Like the images don't just stay static. They're either like moving down, moving to the side, or zooming in or something like that. So we want to animate this ourselves, and the way we do it is with keyframes. So you just want to go onto transform right here, and you just click that keyframe button in the top right. And if we have a look here, we see we have this now blue little dot, and that's our keyframe. Then we can go near to the end of the part where the clip is, and we can just move this around however we like, really. So if I want to scale in a bit more and just have it zoom in a little bit, we can do that. If I want to make it move from, so if I want to maybe increase a bit of the rotation and make it swing a little bit, we can do that. If you can basically just move it around however you want. If I want it to move to the side a bit and move across, we can do that as well. So whatever movements and changes you've made, now if we play the video back,
They say the government ended the emergency broadcast system years ago.
it's going to be moving throughout the entire image. And what I recommend doing is holding control and clicking on both of the keyframes to select them. And then you just want to go ahead and click
They
these
say
out.
the government ended the emergency broadcast system years ago.
And that's going to make it super smooth, basically. So yeah, that's how you generate the images, how you animate them like so, and you can animate it however you like. Now, there are a couple things on top of these glitchy kind of like old style to it. So if we have a look at the effects, let me see if I can find something that would work for this. See if there's a CRT inbuilt in here. Okay, cool. They do have something. So if I enable this on top, this one potentially could work.
And ended the emergency.
So it is a little bit like this. Now let's see if we can go onto the effects and kind of mess around with the amount. So if we reduce the strength a little bit and reduce the speed,
They say the government ended the emergency.
it's kind of a little bit too strong. So if we really reduce that strength down to like 1,
They say the government ended the emergency.
yeah, it's still a little bit too much, but you see it's kind of almost the right thing. It does look way better already. It looks way better. We can even mess around with something like a CCTV potentially. And you can just mess around with all these kind of effects just to really make it have that
They say the
right kind of style, because you know this has some form of style. It's just glitching a little bit just to kind of give it that eerie vibe, which is exactly what we're going for. So yeah, this works really well, to be honest. HDR, yeah, that looks pretty good as well. We can add this on top as too. So loads of different effects that you can mess around with here. What I searched up was called CRT, so feel free to search that up, and you can just go ahead and add some of these kind of effects on top of your video to replicate
They
that
say the government ended the emergency.
kind of style right there. And now what you need to go ahead and do is just replicate this over all of the points. So
Last winter, a man in Ohio claimed his.
now I just like generate an image of a man in Ohio and then just literally just repeat that process. We add a new image in. Let's just pretend this is like a completely new image for a new scene. We download this, we put this into here, drag it on. We can just go ahead and right click on it. Then we can go to copy attributes and we can paste these attributes on top. And through doing that, as you can see, is now applied the exact same effects onto the new image. So we don't just have to like re-add all those edits and effects again, which is really useful. Final thing that I definitely recommend doing is going onto text. Obviously we need those auto captions on there. So we're going to go ahead and generate some. And then also music. Literally for the music, what I'd recommend doing is you can either go onto TikTok and like search for scary stories and try and find videos that have like an attached sound on them. So if it's like their original sound, like this, it's probably not going to have much there. Here we go, creepy, scary. So you could use a sound like this, or you can just search like on YouTube for scary sounds and just use those in the background too. So and definitely add some music in there to really help set the tone. The auto captions, I keep it super simple, just literally one word at a time is all you need. The font that I always recommend people to use is called Sophia Pro because it's already built into CapCut. You guys don't need to download anything. And it looks super clean. Put that there. I always like to have everything in uppercase or fully lowercase, one of the two. I think uppercase is good here. Put it on bold. Yeah, I mean, we're kind of good there. The rest of the page is just kind of centralize their text. So
They say the government ended.
and that's what you need to do. And then yeah, that's pretty much your video. Just go ahead and export that and you're good to go. Bang a niche right here, guys. Literally freestyled that tutorial and I think it looks really good. I wouldn't worry about animating your videos as much. If you did want to try that, the tool that I would go ahead and use to experiment with that is called Kling AI. You can just upload these images we generate in ChatGPT into Kling and then just give it some form of prompt to try and generate it. And the main thing for this niche as well is I'd really try and like lock in with one style. So if you want to make conspiracy theories, or if you want to make historic videos about war, or if you want to make it about, I've seen a lot of videos about like Tupac's death and people's and celebrities' death. Just think about your RPM. So if you're doing something like Tupac's death, that is probably going to hit a better American audience than a video on like the Russian war or something like that. If you want to try and get the best RPM, focus it on like being American stories or UK stories and really make it as American or British as possible. and that is what's going to get you the best RPM. But remember, you can also get additional rewards and stuff like this too. Now, if you are someone that's really looking to take TikTok seriously, like I mentioned before, make sure to go ahead and check out my upgrade community in description. Last video I did put a discount on it. It's the first time I ever did it, and those spots filled up extremely quickly. So unfortunately there's not going to be any more discounts in the foreseeable future. However, I am potentially thinking of increasing the price, so if you do want to make sure you get in for the best price possible, make sure to join the upgrade with the link in the description. Like I say, you get access to my 8 coaches which are going to give you feedback. I'm also super active inside the upgrade chats all the time, so anything you need, just ping me in there and I'll get back to you. You're going to get weekly coaching calls from myself where I'll review your videos live, answer any of your questions live, and also of course the best course content in the game. I'm 100% sure that you can't get this value anywhere else when it comes to TikTok or short form content. So again, the link to my upgrade community is going to be in the description. Make sure you go ahead and secure yourself a spot. And also, all the results you've been seeing on screen are people that are inside of mine. On top of that, if you do want to just join the free section of the Discord, we have free courses in there, then feel free to go ahead and check that out as well. I'm going to leave the Discord linked in the description. And with that being said, guys, thank you so much for watching the video. I really hope you did enjoy. If you did, please go ahead and drop a like and subscribe to the channel with post notifications on. I'd really appreciate that. On top of this, guys, all my social medias and my second YouTube channel are linked in the description as well, so feel free to check those out. Anyways, guys, I'll see you in the next one. Peace.